26-year-old Luigi Mangione has been arrested in connections of having a suspicious weapon and also for basically possibly being the CEO shooter. But his story gets way very detailed and very interesting. And I know a lot of people are giving McDonald's a lot of hate because Mr. Luigi was basically arrested at McDonald's. And they're saying that McDonald's snitched him out, the employee. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys something. I do not think that him walking into the McDonald's was accidental and him being arrested was accidental. I think this was all a very detailed, well thought out plan. So what we know is that Luigi is 26 years old. He's basically comes from a good family. Has a nice, strong Italian last name. Has a nice, strong Italian name. Luigi. A lot of history with that name. He is an Ivy League graduate, and he was arrested yesterday on December 19th as a McDonald's worker supposedly was an informant. Do I think he was acting very peculiar in the McDonald's? Yes, I do. Do I think he knew this was going to lead up to his arrest? Yes, I do. I do not feel that this was a slip up. I feel like this was a well thought out plan, and in all honesty, the arrest was something that he anticipated. He was arrested at the McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. We have to remember that also in his backpack, there was Monopoly money. What is some of the biggest monopolies? The insurance healthcare companies. McDonald's is a huge monopoly. The actual game Monopoly is basically off of having all of the pieces, having all of everything. And that's what makes you a monopoly. Some of these monopolies are based off of where you buy all the land, so other companies cannot. He knew what he was doing. So Luigi comes from a powerful Maryland family with roots of wealth tracing back from his grandfather, Nicholas Mangione, who was a first-generation American, and he was born in Baltimore's Little Italy. So his grandfather, Nicholas, built an empire that included Turf Valley Resorts, Hayfield Country Clubs, and also a conservative radio station called WCBM-AM. He also founded Lorien Health Services, a nursing home, which his grandson, Luigi, used to actually volunteer for back in 2014. In addition to that, his grandfather was actually a Navy veteran and seen as an entrepreneur and also a humanitarian because he had a lot of association with hospitality and also the healthcare industry. His grandfather also raised 10 children with his wife, Mary, who would be Luigi's grandma. So Luigi is actually one of 37 of their grandchildren. So this is a big Italian family with a lot of, probably with, a very strong bond. So a lot of people believe that Luigi was a very smart kid. He was the valedictorian of his class. He spoke well. He loved to read. He had over all these books in his book review. He was seen as an athlete, somebody who loved nature, as you can see, but he was seen as a kid who came from a good home. A good home meaning that, we're going to bring you up with some morals. So it's believed that Luigi spent most of his time in California and Hawaii. So it is believed around in 2022 that Luigi went to Honolulu where he met some people. And he also stated that he had a lifelong back injury. There are photos of his back. So as you can see, he actually posted this on his, I believe it was on one of his social media accounts. You can see that his back, he must have been in a lot of pain. So this is kind of around the year of 2023 is when he underwent a major surgery for chronic back pain. I believe this was a condition he was born with. And as somebody who is born with a medical condition, I know how frustrating that is because a lot of times you don't you don't know what's going to happen to you yet because you have no control. It was something that you were born with. So unfortunately, it is considered a congenital condition, and a lot of insurance companies might not want to give you coverage. So I'm not really sure what led up to him targeting the CEO, but I do have to think that it was something that had to do with the insurances and also with him being in excruciating pain and also feeling like he wasn't getting any help. His friends basically said that his back was somehow like misaligned, maybe a nerve, but after he went through the surgery, he began to have chronic deliberating pain, basically meaning he was always in pain where he could no longer do the things that he loved, like hiking and surfing. What's also interesting is when you look at his Goodreads accounts, he shows many books involving chronic back pain issues, including Crooked Outwitting the Back Pain Industry, Getting on the Road to Recovery, and Why We Get Sick, the hidden epidemic at the root of most chronic diseases and how to fight it. So he was definitely trying to research, and also is believed that he was doing some psychedelics. I am not a huge believer of anything, even including prescription medications, except for maybe Motrin or ibuprofen, but anything that messes with the brain's chemistry function or anything like that, especially, I'm not a huge believer of too much like ETOH, too much marijuana, or too much psychedelics. And the reason why is because sometimes it can drive people into psychosis. And I've seen this professionally and also personally. So it's something that I honestly feel like staying as natural as possible is the benefit. But, you know, when you're in chronic pain, it's very, very hard to do that. So Luigi was arrested on Monday, and it is I believe, that it was planned. And one of the reasons why is because he had a lot of things on him. He had possession of what was seen as the ghost pew pew, a handwritten manifesto that basically slammed the healthcare industry, and also now this is where it starts to get a little bit more detailed. So there is a cryptic message that it basically uploaded to his YouTube account. Like I said, all his social media accounts are starting to get taken down. Except for his ex, I believe they already took down the YouTube. But it basically says, if you see this, I'm already arrested. And this was under his handle. I cannot find the actual YouTube anymore. And this is supposed to be a video, I think, of his manifesto and maybe explaining why he did this. But in all honesty, we already know. So many people know it was much more than just taking the life of that individual. And he has reposted quotes of the Unabomber, and he's also reposted things on his Goodreads comments where he's basically said that sometimes you have to choose that direction to start a movement, and I think that's what he is attempting to do. A lot of people say, you know, free Luigi. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think the arrest was planned? It was like him giving himself up. He also had a picture of himself with McDonald's on his ex, so it's very interesting.